Yeah!
Hi, welcome to Sarco Showroom in this edition of Unload. Today we're going to look at something that came out of Charlie Steen's, the owner of Sarco's personal collection, and it's some high standard cutaway guns. High Standard was in business from 1932 until they closed their doors in 1984. And through the, I believe it was the late 50s, 60s into the 70s, they produced a line of shotguns to compete with the Winchesters and Remington. My understanding is the reason they stopped doing the shotguns is competition from other manufacturers. But they did make a quality product, and one thing they did was they made cutaway guns. When you look at these, they're a real piece of mechanical work. So you take a standard shotgun, in this case it's the Flight King Trophy, and what we do is we just take and machine away parts of the gun. These do work, so when we press the release, and it gives you the opportunity to see how every piece of the firearm functions. And they did it on both sides. This would be a great tool to teach your young engineers coming into the company, your salespeople, take it out to show your customers. If you're at a trade show, what better way to demonstrate your product than with a cutaway to show the actual internals of the gun. So this is one of their pump shotguns, like I say, the Trophy. It's another pump. This one was called the Model K200. It operates differently than the others. If you look at the breech, see how this drops down as you cock the action. This one's in 20 gauge again, fully functional, machined away so you can see how every piece of the gun's working. They made not only pumps, but also semi-autos. And we'll grab one of those quick. These guns all came in different grades. This one is the Deluxe semi-auto, and you can see when you pull back the charging handle. Again, every part of the gun that needs to function, they've done a cutaway on, so they can see exactly how things work. Now, of course, we said High Standard went out of business. Whoever their marketing guy wasn't real imaginative, because you'll notice that you have High Standard Citation, Trophy, basically the same names they had for the fine line of target pistols that they made from 1932 through World War II, which are still extremely collectible. Speaking of the 22s, they also made 22 long guns. This is the semi-automatic. Again, when you look at this, you can see how every part works, how the lifter brings the shell up from the tubular magazine. Flip it over. Same thing. Really cool, and Charlie was gracious enough to let these come into the showroom, not only for us to take a look at, but also for customers coming into the showroom to see what these cutaways look like. Now, the rarest one we have, and this was a little confusing when I looked at it. High Standard made a tubular pump shotgun called the Sport King. Well, this doesn't have a tube. It has a box magazine. But when you look closely at the gun, you can see where the dovetail cut for the tubular magazine was here. Changed the receiver a little bit. This is the same magazine they used in their bolt action 22. And when you look at the serial number, EX133, obviously an experimental gun that they never brought to production, but a cool piece of High Standard history. So if you're in the Easton area, stop in and see us. We have these on display in the showroom. One of the guys will help you take a look at them, and you can really see how the high standard line of shotguns and 22s did operate. Until next time, go out and have some fun shooting some targets.